My health's been great my whole life. Never broke a bone. So I'm a physical therapist. I work at an outpatient private practice in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I get out pretty early on Thursdays. And I took the bus ride over to the hospital on the East Side, and that's kind of when everything changed. I go into the hospital, have my appointment, and I'm told that, that the test came back negative for psoriasis. However, that they did find it was positive for mycosis fungoides. The doctor just kind of looked at me and basically said, it's cancer. It's a type of cancer. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What do you mean a cancer? I don't have cancer. What are you talking about? I'm 29 years old. Cancer? I have cancer. Immediately, I'm floored, right? And scared and confused, and I have no idea what this is. What is this? Like, am I gonna die from this? I flat out asked him, am I going to die from this? And he didn't give me an answer. The next thing that came out of my mouth was that we should start treatment, today. We don't have to, but we should start today if you're comfortable. I'm like, okay. And then I didn't even know what the treatment was. He said it was phototherapy that he would do. The next thing I know, I'm kind of brought into another room. You're pretty much naked, just boxers, in a dark box. And then light comes on, hits you, 10 seconds, were the longest 10 seconds of my life. But in the moment, you're told you have cancer, you don't know if you're gonna die, you don't know your staging, you don't even know that this is not presenting like a normal cancer that you would think of in your head, what we're told in all the other types of cancer that are so publicly broadcasted and that we know so much about other ones. So you think about the worst. So I walk outside, and I just felt like everything stopped around me. Everything was moving fast, where you're kind of stationary and people are just blurred around you, and your kind of world is just turned upside down. I didn't get a pamphlet still. I didn't get any information, any links, anything at all. And I still didn't know what this was.
When I got the phone call from Brett that he had cancer, I think I just went into a complete daze. I had no idea what that meant and what type and what that meant for him. And, it all kind of seems like a blur. I just wanted to be with him. I didn't care about anything else in the world at that moment other than being with him and just making sure he was okay.
On my way home from the hospital, I started calling people, and I spoke to my mother, and I didn't know yet. I still had not known. She has a dermatologist in the city that is very good, and he actually got on the phone with me that night, and he just spoke to me and flat out told me, he said, listen, are you sitting down? And I said, okay, I'm sitting down. What's up? And he said, I just want to let you know, with this diagnosis, you're probably going to die at around 90 or 100 years old. He said, you're probably gonna die eventually, but it's not gonna kill you. Most likely at this stage is you're gonna live a normal life. And I think that was really helpful with my personality. I have a very sarcastic personality also. I think it was very good. It kind of shook me out of that tunnel that you get in when you get something like this, when you get bad news. You go into this like tunnel of panic. So when I first got diagnosed, I went all over the internet to try to find some information, even though the doctor said, don't do that. Just go to the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation's website. It'll have everything. And I did, and I also went everywhere else. And what I kept finding was that I kept going back to the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation's website, until one day I just only went to their website because I found that all the information I needed was there, and more, and none of the extra information that I didn't need that would maybe scare me unnecessarily.
The Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation is a really amazing support system for anyone who has this disease. And as soon as he got in touch with them, they just welcomed him with open arms.
They have connections to studies if you want to research. If they have links to find practitioners in the area that maybe you need, and then just information on events that they have, networking meetings basically, where you meet other people that have the diagnosis, you talk about it, and it's a little less scary when other people are going through the same kind of stuff. I see physical therapy as an active experience. It's extremely rewarding. I always liked working with people. I always wanted to help people. You know, I think that that's what people search for, and I found it. My wife works downtown, and we're both progressing our careers. She's an interior designer, so she's building phenomenal buildings all over Manhattan right now, and she's great at what she does. I'm excited to have, kids one day. We're not ready yet, but one day, a dog and a house, and probably move out of the city at some point in my life. But for now, we're really happy here. My parents are phenomenal parents. Really supportive. Doesn't even begin to describe it. I feel that I can live my life and not have to worry about it, not have to feel like I need to research things anymore. I can just kind of live, which is great. I mean, that's what we all want, just to live, right? So I can do that with the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation having my back.